Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Frozen Fortunes. However, in this room it is anything but frozen at the moment. One day the heat will die, and then I'll be able to get through an entire video without mentioning how hot I am. Now I thought we'd start off today having a little look at the profile of Sani Akinola, since, well, he's a bloody good player for us and really has performed incredibly well this year. And you can sort of see why. He's also wanted, of course, by, who's he wanted by? Stuttgart and Granada, so he's got some fairly large suitors worth £1.2 million. We paid $800,000 for us. He is still our record signing in terms of actual transfer outlay. So yeah, pretty pleased with the way he's developing so far. He's kind of reached his potential already, really, but he should definitely do the job for us for a few more seasons yet, until someone comes through and really takes the reins for us. Also, since it's Tuesday, it's time to thank new patrons, and this week it is Ronald Lepers. So thank you so much, mate. That is incredibly generous of you, and to all of you that are on the Patreon and all of you that just watch the videos, that is, it's awesome. I really enjoy making these videos at the moment. It's so much easier than it was last time. I just feel so much more into it than I was before. We also upgraded the data facility, so now we're going to be getting another upgrade on that one, which costs us £700,000, but I'm just going to keep upgrading the facilities at pretty much every chance I get, because the money is there at the moment, and I want the club to keep improving. I think we're kind of not maxing out our youth recruitment and stuff, but they haven't given me the option to upgrade that for a while, and ours is considered pretty damn good at the moment. First up, we travelled away to Syllable, and this was such a very frustrating match to watch. They took the lead after 69 minutes, but it wasn't, it was mainly because we played really well, but then Pat Curtin was red carded after only half an hour, and that really ruined the game plan from then on. Syllable were actually quite good at times after that, got a probably deserved lead, and then, my goodness, Johnny Iya yet again bailing us out and getting us a 1-1 draw away at Syllable. Not the result I would have wanted, but considering we're down to 10 men, not the worst result either. Also worth noting that we actually took 17 people with us to Italy for the Fiorentina game, and 24 fans went to Paris for the Paris Saint-Germain game. So basically they just clearly came on the team plane with us. Next up, we were away to AGF, and things in this game were a very strange one. We actually were behind at the break thanks to Rivaldinho's goal, the son of Rivaldo, I believe. That must be true. However, in the second half, with Mariano Bravo coming off the bench, things sort of calmed down a little bit. He scored a penalty to level things up. Aldo Safi scored himself a lovely header, and then Bravo added a third to make it 3-2. They did get one back again in stoppage time through Rivaldinho, and it was all in all a pretty tight game, but we got the win, and that's the main thing. Santos was also excellent and got 2 assists on the night as well. It was really nice to see him performing. Yusuf Traore actually played for AGF in this game on loan from Everton. He has not been performing well, and we have made out like bandits on that deal. They've paid us something like £5 million for a player that I think they're going to end up releasing on a free, and he'll join like a League One side. That's my favourite piece of business we've done on the save so far. And all of that leaves the league looking like this. We are still 5 points clear. Goal difference is looking very tasty. FC Copenhagen just starting to eke away a little bit from Lyngby, and Esbjerg have fallen away completely now. So it really is a top 2/Lyngby kind of in the league of their own, and everyone else battling for 4th place below. I feel like Midtjylland will probably end up taking it in the end. Christian Jensen, top scorer in the league. We've got no one on any of the charts as far as I can see, but that's because we've been playing the rotated sides. So much so that Mamadou Niang has actually earned a call up for Senegal thanks to his performances in the league for us. So that's really nice to see. And weirdly, Jonas Svenningsson was called up for the under-21s of Denmark. He's been dropped from the national team squad back down into the under-21s, despite the form he's been in, and is currently the top scorer in the Champions League. So Danish manager clearly needs to have his head looked at. Also, we're done chasing Renato Busso. He has now turned 18, I believe. I think it was in October or whatever. But now Verona want like 25 million for the guy. So I just did it to see if he'd join us, and he still won't even talk to us. So I think that deal is dead. Also, now my scouts are saying that he's not even got 5-star potential, so we might have actually dodged a bullet there. As much as he's good now, he might be one of the rare examples of players that have great starting CA, but their PA is not much higher than that, so we might well have dodged a bullet. So this is Andre Cunha, a Portuguese right wing back who can play in that position, make good backup to Chowie, and most importantly, we've paid 250 grand for this guy. When you look at his estimated cost, it's far higher than, I think it was 250 grand. Yeah, with a few more over some installments, but not a huge amount. I think he's decent. He's an actually natural right wing back who can play in that role. Decent enough crossing, marking. He's young enough that we can tutor him to get his personality up as well. He's not going to be on as good of wages as that. We've signed him on a 2-year deal with, I believe, a 3-year extension in there as well. That way we can get him on a good contract early on. Right then, so looking at today's game, we're away at Bayern Munich. We're in a very good position in that as long as we don't lose like 6-0, they'll still have to travel to Paris and win in order for us to not get that spot. That point away at Paris has been crucial. We're already pretty much wrapped up third place. It seems like it anyway. But if we took anything away at Bayern here, it would basically confirm it. Not quite, but basically. So that's the plan today. So, of course, the usual lineup. Bravo, Svenningsson, Akinola, Shishi, switch him back. Need to remember to actually make a instruction there. Zayem, Rogers Jr., Chowie, Leva, Rocco, Curtin, and Amoa. Rogers Jr. is the only one that's a little bit knackered. It's because we don't have a lot of cover at the left wing back spot. He's the only one that has to play in both League and Champions League games, although I do sub him out at half-time. Another bench, Niang, Seifi, Santos, Yakim, Moskutsa, Sugord, and Johnny Iya. Now, let's just take a look at what they're going to do today. Okay. 3-4-3, don't know what to do, but I think our wingbacks might find some lovely space into these areas just here that are marked bright red. So maybe looking for the overlap might not be such a bad idea. Trying to go out here and maybe just go for it and see what we can do. And obviously mark up Atakan. I thought I said a kayak. A Kanyak. Yeah, that's what we're going to try and do. Get the wingers forward. Let's go. Is that? Oh, they've got a guy called Hooray. Jeremy Hooray. Okay, so we've marked him up, and my assistant reckons a couple of other little bits. We're going to make some quick tactical changes to start with as well. We're going to go on counter. We're going to go look for the overlap, and I'm actually going to set these guys to attack from the very beginning. I just want to see, because they look like there's huge vulnerabilities in those wide areas where we get the ball into, and I just wonder if this is maybe the best approach to this tactic. I think it worked quite well in the first leg. Let's give this a crack. Anyway, question of the day, and today's question is this. I chose this because a few people have been asking me about this over the past few weeks, and that's, will you ever consider getting merch? I'd consider it, yes, but I just don't know. I don't want to just end up doing merch that no one's going to buy because it's just a bit pointless on both ends. So if people are actually interested in merch, do let me know and sort of what kind of things you'd like to see. And then I'll sort of look into how I could get something like that produced, ideally as low cost as possible, because, you know, that way I can keep it cheap for you. But yeah, let me know in the comments. And if you have an idea for a question of the day, drop that in the comments as well with hashtag QOT. Cavalcan's already through, and that was very nearly in the back of the net after a minute here. Now, the Paris Saint-Germain Fiorentina game is the late kickoff in this little section, so we won't be able to find out what's going on with that one while we're playing, unfortunately. And Moa lumping it into midfield, but that's been won by Julian Brandt. Burke's through, and Oliver Burke makes it 1-0 to Bayern Munich after just 4 minutes. We've controlled possession in the early stages here, but Oliver Burke, of all people, did not play in the first leg. It does seem as though they rested players for that first game and got absolutely royally spanked as a result of it. But you can't imagine they did that against PSG. So I still feel like as long as we don't get absolutely royally humped today, we should still be in a good chance of getting that spot, because we've still got to play Fiorentina at home. Okay, let's try this. Svenningsson. Oh, saved by Donnarumma. That was a very snappy little shot there from Jonas Svenningsson. We've started this game quite well in terms of possession and whatnot, but they've got a lot of players for us to worry about in these forward areas. Kavlachan's through. Oh my goodness. It's 2-0 after just 9 minutes. Vlada Kavlovchan with the goal. And Bayern have started very, very strongly. Almost as if they lost 7-1 in the first leg and have been told to go out and get revenge. Burke slides it through again. I might push the wingbacks back onto support at the moment because they're getting caught out in those areas. That was actually a pretty dreadful cross from Rogers Jr., considering the amount of space he had for that ball. Brandt. Leva. Burke. Cleared. Oh my goodness me. Akanak makes it 3-0 to Bayern Munich. They've had 3 shots on target and they've all gone in. Ah, dear. This is what a good quality opposition can do to you, I guess. We really do have to be careful, though. Ball in. It's headed away by Leva and then just deflects and smash. Great goal from Akanak, but not a good start to the game. Now, he's found Svenningsson to the channel. This is where we need Bravo to make a run. Go on, son. Akinola, Bravo! Yes, there we go. Mariano Bravo gets one back for us, and that is really important. If this does go down to head-to-head, we've now got ourselves an away goal in that particular miniature tie, so to speak. And a goal back on the night to show we've got something still in this game. Great ball in from Svenningsson. Incredible work from Akinola. Look at that! A headed little assist inside the penalty area from Sani Akinola gives Bravo the goal. 3-1. Game on. There could still a lot happen on the night here. Imagine if they beat us 7-1 as well. That would be... Oh, God, Oliver Burke's through... Oh my God, it's a penalty to Bayern Munich. They could be 4-1 up after 30 minutes here from 4 shots on target. Alaba stepping up here. And he's made it 4-1 to Bayern Munich inside. Wow, this game does not feel like a 4-1 game. Dear. It looks like we are actually getting a bit of revenge put upon us from the last match. Right, let's just keep going. Good sweet Jesus. They've had 4 shots on target and they've scored all of them. This is not a good first half. They've had a lot of chances and thoroughly deserve to be in the lead. We've not really turned up on the night. Bravo's goal certainly just makes it a little bit easier, but we could still end up in really hot water at this point. Right. Okay, so we're going to go more direct passing for this second half. And also, we don't want to hit early crosses, although... might just turn it off of work ball in the box, because that doesn't really seem to have worked for us so far. I just feel like there's going to be some spaces. Have they changed their system? It looks like they've got 4 at the back again now. We might have to take a look at that in a minute. Lever. They have. Oh, God. Right. Okay. In that case, I might actually be tempted to immediately put it back onto what we were doing. Because what we do works well against that type of system specifically, doesn't it? Okay. If they're going to play like that, we might actually have more of a chance in this second half. Because that's the sort of style that they played against us in the first leg, if you like. Svenningsson with the ball at his feet now. He's got Bravo with him. He's got no support, really, unless he can knock one in behind. Shall we? That's better. Zayem. Akinola slips it through. He's gone all the way through. Sani Akinola 4-2. Bayern Munich 4, B67 2. Sani Akinola is putting on a worldie of a performance for us tonight as well. Don't know where this goal came from. Svenningsson's so composed. Does he backheel this? Nope, he doesn't need to. Zayem finds a lovely little ball through for Akinola. I thought he'd square this, but he just takes a touch and whack. That's 4-2, and that is excellent because now Bayern, what, they have to win this like 8-2 in order to actually beat the whole tactical thing? Okay, 61 minutes on the clock. Shishi's had a really poor game. I'm tempted to get Surgård in and try something a little bit different for the rest. Lever's been woeful as well, so we'll get Safey in too. Curtin has not been excellent either, but running out of options in those areas. Secondly, Akinola has been superb though. Although maybe get Fabian Moscutsa on as well, actually, just so we can win a few more in the air. Might be slightly better defensively for the rest of this game with Moscutsa in there instead. Brandt's picked up a knock for Bayern. Doesn't really do much for us at the moment, but it's certainly something. Surgård, can he slip one through for someone? He's through! Bravo's in! Oh my God, I don't know what happened there. I think it must be a corner to us. Rocco loses out, but that should be won by Safey. Safey's really done well for us in the league this year. He's actually stepped up lovely. Curtin, look at the space in this area here. Svenningsson, runners beyond. One of them is Sani Akinola. Can he find a shot? He threw. Bravo! Saved by Donnarumma. Oh my goodness, that should have been another goal for us, really. And that's straight out of play from Kimmich. Moscutsa. Oh, he's really compact there. Svenningsson's through. And Svenningsson flashes it wide of the post. We probably could have had enough for another goal here if maybe Rogers Jr. can look over the top. Doesn't need to. Akinola, bravo. Akinola. Svenningsson's through. One touch. Oh, okay. Don't know what we're doing here. Moscutsa's ball. Bravo's header and saved by Donnarumma again. With the way things stand at the moment, we're just going to have to match whatever Bayern do against PSG in the next match. That's the really important one. This one was kind of a foregone conclusion, really. I didn't think we'd actually come here and win. I thought that was always going to be tough. We've looked all right, though, to be honest. Getting two goals here away at Bayern Munich is not bad going. Oh, Kimmich. Oh, and we've looked pretty even with them, really. They had those good chances with that tactic, and then they've changed for some reason. Yeah, it does look as if it's going to be 4-2. We maybe could have had another goal. Maybe they could have as well, but they've scored with every shot on target, which is impressive amounts of clinicism, and Svenningsson's not going to catch that. Donnarumma should just clear this, and that's going to be a 4-2 victory to Bayern Munich, but it doesn't matter, really, because I think we can get something at home to Fiorentina, and that might well be enough. So we had a game against Midtjylland, and frankly, this one went about as comfortably as it possibly could have done. Mark Yakim and Fagner finally back in the team after his long 4-month layoff. I think it was about 4 months. Actually comes back, and on his return to the squad, scores a brace, both assisted by Mark Yakim, who put in an absolutely wonderful performance. Not enough for man of the match, as Fagner got it. Annoyingly, Paul Onuachu did manage to nick one from Midtjylland, but it was still the win which we wanted, and that was the main thing. Also, weirdly, Johnny E is complaining about not getting first-team football, even though he's a backup player. And he's played bloody loads this year. He's started like 10 league games. And in our second little game of this run, we had our 2-0 win at home to Randers. Goals from Mark Yakim, of course, and Mariano Bravo. Mark Yakim assisted Bravo's goal as well. He has been super on fire lately. Really nice to see. Pretty much about as dominant as you're going to get, really. Possibly could have had a few more goals. We just slowly ground them down until they had nothing left. Budimir was completely isolated. A good 2-0 win. Now, weirdly, Jonas Svenningsson asked to leave to join Marseille, and I said no. And then I asked about the atmosphere, and everything was fine. And then 2 days later, I got another news article saying Jonas Svenningsson wants to leave to move to a bigger club. We literally discussed this 2 days ago. Thankfully, yet again, he was able to stay due to the atmosphere, but I'm worried that one of these is going to mess up at some point, and we'll end up losing our star man. Quick little gander at the league. FC Copenhagen did lose 2-0 to Nordsjælland in one of their games. I can't remember which one. And as a result, we now move 8 points clear at the top of the league. Things are looking very, very good for us on that front. The league is looking pretty safe. And not only that, something happened in the Champions League. So the Champions League is while we're here, and you might notice that Fiorentina have got 4 points and a decent enough goal difference. Well, that's because they beat Paris Saint-Germain 6-0 in the last game. The late game, just after the Bayern game, they beat Paris Saint-Germain 6-0. I assume they rested players. I don't know. But the way things are at the moment, it means that technically, Oh no, technically we can't finish above Paris Saint-Germain even with, because we've got a worse head-to-head against them, I think, which is a pain in the arse. But it means that Fiorentina could still technically qualify for the next round of the Champions League at the moment if they were to win against us tonight. So things get a little bit dicey right now. Not quite the way I expected, but this is going to be fun, that's for sure. Right, so back to first string. Bravo, Svenningsson, Akinola, Shishi, switch him over, of course. One day I will do this. Zayem, Chowie, Rogers Jr., Leva, Rocco, Curtin, Amoa. Eriksson has, I think it was Eriksson, the new guy that's going to play in this role, has actually joined us, but he picked up an injury almost immediately. Not a serious one, but enough for him to miss the Randers game, which I was going to start him, and miss him being on the bench for today, I think. Well, let's have a look, though. On the bench, Niang, Moscuza, Santos, Yakim, Saifi, Surgod, and Fagner. Not Eriksson, it's Antti Johansson. Of course he can't play. He is injured, but also he's unregistered because he's only just joined us. But I think he's going to provide a nice little bit of cover in that role. I might even start playing him ahead of Santos, just because Santos is not going to be here at the end of this season. I'm going to let him go finally, because I think Antti Johansson, one of our first proper good Finns, has joined us, and I think he's going to be quality. Yeah, this is what my assistants were reckoning. 2 defensive midfielders. They've certainly come here to defend. But we might have to employ kind of what we did against Randers. So Deleva will be marked up, Toledo will be marked up, and as will Marquez. We'll just kind of do what we do at home. I think at home we've been really strong. So we took a draw against Paris Saint-Germain and we beat Bayern. I feel like we're capable of getting a draw against Fiorentina because that's all we really need, unless Bayern go and win away at PSG, which could happen. You never know. See, they're looking pretty knackered. We've got a fully rested side of players raring to go, and they're looking quite knackered, like they've had a few league games in there as well, so that's pleasing. Not going to mess with the tactic from the start. We're just going to kind of go with the default because I've not really come up against this tactic very much, so we'll sort of have to play it by ear on this one. Also, things are looking good for us to be probably 10th or 9th in the coefficients at the end of the season, which is very, very nice. And PSG already have the lead against Bayern Munich, which is great. Although we still have to be careful now because of the fact that Fiorentina got that win. There is still the chance that us matching the result wouldn't actually make any difference if they were to better us on the head-to-head. So things could start to get very dicey. But yeah, it does look very good for top 10 in the coefficients at the end of the season, which means that Champions League automatic group stage spot is likely to be ours from the end of next year, which is brilliant. Svenningsson, out wide for Chowie. If we could just get a draw against these guys, I'd be very happy. I'd like to think that we're capable of beating them at home, but you just don't know. They beat Paris Saint-Germain 6-0. We didn't do that. Aldero's long ball up the pitch. At the moment, we're sitting in that second spot, which is where we need to be. That's all that matters right now. Akinola in the channel for Svenningsson. He's got 2 around him, goes past 1. Ball in. Bravo! Oh, God, he's hit the... Oh, God, we've started strongly, though. That's what I like to see. Lots of possession. Deleva takes it short for Cristante. Into the channel, that's easily mopped up by Keradine Chowie. Nobody forward for us at the moment, though, which is a bit of a concern. Something I did against Randers, not that they were playing a system like this, is I actually switched it to shorter passing since we were getting so much of the ball, and we seem to be able to knock it about a bit better. But that might be something to try if we can get ourselves in front. Chowie into the channel for Svenningsson. Can he square it? Akinola saved by Aldero. Okay, so we've started this game very, very well. I'm pleased with that. Rogers Jr. Back post for Chowie. Can he get the first time cross? Akinola, can he square it? No, he can't, but they've only got 1 man up the pitch, and that's kind of what's important right now. Okay, it's 2-0 PSG in the Bayern game, which means that we just kind of need to get a draw here. Okay, so 25 minutes gone. We're definitely the better side. More possession, better chance creation, looking very good. Svenningsson, can he get away from his man? No, he can't. He was very, very close to breaking the back line there. Here we go, another chance. Bravo. Svenningsson will probably just shoot from range, I expect. Akinola, just keep spreading it wide. That's where we've looked most dangerous, is with those wide areas. The cross completion is very good. Marquez. Oh, God, he's got him behind there. Bergwijn, watch out for the back post. We lose this game. Things can get very dicey. Zayem! It's in the back of the net. Ayman Zayem. Wow, we scored a free kick in a game, and you've actually seen one. My lord, it's 1-0 to 1-0 to B67, and that is a huge load off my mind. Not a good free kick, really, but Aldero can't keep it out. Zayem with the goal. That could be the goal that sends us through to the knockout stages of the Champions League. Lovely old job. I know it's a slightly different system, but obviously the width is going to be the key area. Look at the cross completion. So maybe now will be the time to head to looking for the overlap and switch to counter-attacking play for the remainder of this game, since we've got something to hang on to now, and we can actually afford to concede a goal. I'd rather we didn't, but we've got that option. Shishi on the edge, long range, I'm sure, incoming, and around the post is fine by me. And Bayern Munich have actually got one back against PSG, so all is not quite well in Paris at the moment. Rogers Jr. looking long. Bravo's in behind. Can he make it 2-0? He's through. Sets himself, and it's wide, and that really should have been 2-0 and game over, maybe? Okay, so half-time sit rep. I think we deserve the lead, and we've got it at the moment. Bayern Munich doing their job by losing, which is fine. I'm just a little bit worried that I do want to win this game because the money is important for us to get the win because we get that like 2 million quid. That's a lot of extra money. That's another signing practically. Right, let's go for it. We are 45 minutes away from the knockout stages of the Champions League. All we need to do is not concede twice in that period. Bravo does brilliantly and for some reason has just headed it straight out of play at the moment. Dear. Also, I think if Fiorentina were to win this game 2-1, we'd still go through because we've got a better goal difference than them. And then it would come down to goal difference. So actually, they've got to get 3 goals against us at the moment in order for that to happen. Svenningsson, Bravo, Zayem looking out wide. You need to look for these players. They're in great position. Shishi, Svenningsson. Oh, please nobody shoot. Someone's going to shoot when they don't want to. Svenningsson off the... Oh my goodness me. It's in the net and it's 2-0. Emil Aldero's own goal, and that is surely B67 into the Champions League knockout stages. Very unfortunate really there. Shishi... I think it was she puts it through to Svenningsson, who's just drilled it off the post, and it's in the back of the net. It's 2-0. Surely game over now. They need 3 goals. They still need 3 goals, to be fair. Just going to slow the tempo down a little bit, because we're not actually winning, not getting too many shots on target, and that's always a bit of a concern in these types of games. So we'll just calm it down a little bit. Honestly, I'm tempted to make some changes to rest some players, because our next game is away at FC Copenhagen, and a win there would send us 11 points clear at the top of the league, and really put the icing on the cake for that in some senses. That would be a hell of a lead for them to catch us. Right, okay, let's do this. The strikers tonight have just not quite clicked. Svenningsson's had a bit of a poor run as of late, so we're going to go with Yakim, and we're going to go with Fagner, because these two just deserve a run. And Rogers Jr. will swap him over with Chowie and get Moscuza on as well, as he played so well in the last game. Make some changes just to rest a few players up. I feel like we're not going to concede 3 goals to Fiorentina in the next 28 minutes, based on the fact they've only had 1 shot on target in that period so far. Berisha, got to be careful with him. And Bayern Munich have equalised against Paris Saint-Germain. Game on over there then. Shishi, go on, somebody win a header for us. Headed away. Oh, it's a penalty. Never mind. I thought they were going to get a breakaway, but it is a penalty. I don't know who was fouled, but Fagner's going to take it and grab himself, hopefully, another goal. If Bravo was on the pitch, he'd be taking this. Fagner steps up, and it's saved, and it's cleared. Fagner, didn't he miss one against Bayern Munich in... I swear he missed a penalty earlier this season as well. He's hit the crossbar this time. That should have been game over, completely game over. Oh, here we go. 15 seconds to go. We're 2-0 up, and it looks like we're heading to the Champions League knockout stages. 10 points from this group is very surprising. The fact that we finished above Bayern Munich is incredible, and the fact that we finished as close to PSG is insane as well. There you go. B67 2, Fiorentina 0. Bit of a scrappy game, but Ayman Zayem with over 100 passes completed in that game. He was the man of the match by far. Maybe could have even been more comfortable had Fagner put it away, but it doesn't matter. It's 2-0 and we are through. So, the way this is going to work in the next episode is that we've got the Christmas break. Obviously, the Copenhagen game is going to be in there too. Now, I don't know when the tie is going to be, or when the draw is going to be for that matter, but we're going to come back and the next episode is going to be our Champions League tie, just so we can really get through this stuff. So that means it might be a couple of league games before then as well. There'll be a few in between as well. It's going to be a bumper crop and a lot of stuff for me to do. So, that's what's coming up in the next episode. We've got ourselves through, and that is very, very good. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this video and the fact that we're through to the knockout stages of the Champions League in the first year as well, then drop a like on the video. That would be dope. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more videos like this in your inbox every single Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. And I'll join you guys in the next episode for a Champions League round of 16 tie against some massive European club. But it doesn't matter because the rep is worth it. The coefficient points we're going to get just for playing, or just for this win that we got against Fiorentina, frankly, it's going to be worth it. I want that 9th place. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.